Welcome, everybody, to the Sonoma Spiel. My name is Tim Zahner with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau, and it's been a great week in Sonoma. Just before this, I know I normally say I go to the farmer's market, I get my coffee from Yeehaw Coffee, I get some pastries from Baker and Cook, but today I didn't do that. I went to the springs. I took a little tour around the Sonoma Springs, a great part of Sonoma,
Nice.
Beautiful part of Sonoma Valley, just north of the plaza. Go check it out. It's fantastic, right?
Cool.
But this week I have a very special guest. And I know every week I say, oh, I have a very special guest. This time I actually mean it. I have two very special guests, and they have a aroma of cooking and freshness and loveliness because that's the business they're in. I've got Kim Hough. Kim, how are you doing? No, Kim Hough.
Kim Hough,
amazing. Press it right.
You got my name right. You get all the points. I can go.
Thank you.
Great start.
Kim Hough and Sam Dorsey. Sam, how are you?
Great, Tim. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Yeah.
We are stoked to be here.
And tell me, why do you guys smell like olive oil? Where are you from?
We are from McEvoy Ranch in Petaluma.
Okay.
And we make the world's best olive oil in Petaluma.
Okay.
And we make an extra virgin olive oil, and we make lots of different flavored olive oils, Agrumato method olive oils. And we have a beautiful, beautiful property there, Tim. It's 550 acres, and we love hosting guests. So we're really stoked to be on your program and be part of the, promoting Sonoma County
Love it.
all
Love
around
it.
because we love having guests and we love sharing what we do and what we make.
Okay.
Plus, we brought you some.
Yeah, we got some samples of some
Good
olive
call.
oil here, which I love.
Yeah.
But you said the world's best. Now,
No doubt.
I know you're in the marketing department, so is this like...
Well, actually, I am. She's the president.
So it must be true then.
So exactly. Presidents never lie.
Never lie.
So, right. So glad that you can trust me. That's great.
And I like the fact,
but
this is an award-winning olive oil,
It
though.
is.
You have entered this into olive oil competitions, like Olive Fest or whatever it's called.
Sure.
And you guys, I know you guys have won different competitions for the quality of
Tons
your
and
olive
tons.
oils.
Every year.
Yep.
Okay.
We've been around for over 30 years, so
Yeah.
there's we actually don't have a wall big enough for all of our ribbons and trophies anymore. It's
I had to go virtual. We have to virtual wall because it would have collapsed.
You can just
for all the
imagine
awards.
all the ribbons.
Yes.
Well, tell me, where is, first of all, McEvoy, or pronounce it, please.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
so-
McEvoy Ranch.
Okay, Hough, right?
Hough.
Okay, and Sam,
McEvoy,
is
the
that
two
how we
names
say
you
it?
need to know.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yes.
So where is McEvoy Ranch in relation to, like, Sonoma Valley?
Sure. Okay, so we are right outside of the town of Petaluma, which is a little southwest of the Sonoma Valley.
Very good.
And we're a little southwest of the town of Petaluma.
All right, okay.
We're about 15 minutes outside of town on your way out to Point Reyes.
Got it. So heading out to the coast.
Up in the hills.
Yep.
And it's like up the hill, a little cooler sometimes up there, although not always.
Yeah, great
maybe,
call,
but-
Tim, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're part of the Petaluma Gap.
Which is
AGA.
not a clothing store, right? What is the Petaluma Gap?
It'd be a great one, though.
That would be exactly wind-blown attire.
But ours has wine. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Totally.
So so you're outside of Petaluma,
Up in the hills.
and you grow olives there.
Yep.
For people who don't know, do olives grow on a bush? Do they grow on a vine? How do olives grow?
Fun.
Oh my gosh, how long
Yeah,
do you
have?
have?
Do we have something to draw on?
Well, they're
yeah.
Exactly. So olive trees are the most incredible creatures, and actually humans and olive trees have had a relationship for over 6,000 years.
Okay.
So we're, in terms of kind of a species relationship, we're really tight. We've grown up together.
Yeah.
Okay.
And olive trees can live for thousands of years. And so the old adage is you plant grapevines for your children, but you plant olives for your grandchildren.
Oh, wow.
Because they'll
Okay.
produce for so many years.
Will they'll stay productive for like 100 years?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay.
Easily, especially if you treat them well, which is
Okay.
our specialty.
is
We
what we
treat
do.
our trees really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get just as much water as they need. They get fertilizer. They get pruned every year, and they're lovingly harvested at the end of the season in November.
Okay.
When we pick the fruit and bring it to our frantoio or our mill, our on-site mill, and make the freshest olive oil you can possibly
Because that's
make.
a lot of people come to us at the visitor center and they want to be here during harvest.
Sure.
And so we say,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
harvest? Because grape harvest traditionally is August-ish
Sure. Right.
to end of October, sometimes
Right.
late November.
Yep.
But you guys don't start until November.
Exactly.
normally.
Exactly. And even starting in November, we're considered an early harvest.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Olive oil. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
Okay.
we're a great place to come and visit. And we're not the only ones. There's a lot of wonderful olive producers in this region. And so it's a great way to tour the Sonoma Valley in November.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of a little down season, right?
Yeah, for the wine, with the
Exactly.
harvest, because everybody's too tired after
Right.
harvest.
Exactly.
But, which is cool because, to your point, we have harvest in this region from August, and it could be all the way through December.
Right.
Right. And so
Exactly.
it's kind of nice. Tourists can come at any time,
Right.
and you're going to have a great experience.
Plus,
Absolutely.
what I love by the time you guys are harvesting, the leaves are changing colors of the
Yeah.
grapevines.
So beautiful.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we have our own, leaf peeping you can do.
Yeah.
You
Oh
don't
my
have to
gosh.
take that, Vermont. You don't need that.
We got you.
We have
We
ya.
got you.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Yep.
So tell me where people can come out and see the farm / production area / do you have like a tasting room or something
do.
that people can
Do you
try
want me
the?
to-
Okay.
Yes, it's in the heart of the ranch. So
Okay.
as Sam said, it's 550 acres. So as you go through our gates, you go up our beautiful driveway, you go through our gates, we call the Bunny Gate. And it kind of looks like Tuscany because Nan, the founder, Nan McEvoy,
Okay.
started it over 32 years ago in her 70s.
Oh, wow.
Bought this beautiful piece of property and decided to do agriculture there for many reasons. And but she wanted people to come and experience it. So
Okay.
Yep.
it's really kind of a sanctuary. But we invite visitors
Right.
to come out for olive oil and wine tasting tours of the most exquisite ranch. And then, if you're lucky enough to come through harvest, you can
Right.
see them hand picking. And
really?
actually, the mill in
Wait,
works.
you don't have one of those weird shaking machines that goes and like all the oranges fall? Have you seen how they do these
Oh my
machines
gosh,
or the
Tim,
almonds?
I
Like,
dream of one of those. Yeah.
is that not
Whole
a thing?
trees just like
right.
Yeah.
But is that not how olives are harvested, or how does that work?
Some olives are harvested
Okay.
that way. Ours are not.
Oh,
Our
goodness.
hills are a little too steep.
Right, you are on a very mountainous
Exactly.
plot of land there,
and so
right.
those machines don't do great on the grades.
Yeah.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right,
Like,
to the bottom of the hill.
right. Okay.
So it's a very labor-intensive process of picking by hand, but the benefit of that is that the olives arrive at the mill undamaged and
Okay.
unbruised.
Okay.
And
okay.
so they make a higher quality olive oil coming in that condition.
And then what do you when you squish them?
yeah,
maybe press them. a little
Right,
bit,
because I tell everyone here that the way we make grapes, make wine,
right,
it's
right.
an army of Italian girls who just squish it
That's
barefoot.
exactly how it's done.
Right, is that also with
How
olives?
did you know? That's why we call
Well, we
it
got
extra
some
virgin.
locals too. Some of
That's
the
why we call it
and some of the Petaluma girls too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So great. Glad
Yeah,
you
good
glad
job.
you know
Thank
exactly
you.
what's
Thank you.
happening.
Wow,
So
you
how-
did research.
What does an olive press actually look like? How does that work?
Okay, well, I'm going to stop you right there
Okay.
because we don't press anything anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
super old school.
Okay.
That is when you brought in the little virgins to do it.
Right.
We don't do that anymore.
No extras.
Right. We have more modern. We have some actually really old technology in our mill, and we have some really modern technology
Okay.
in our olive mill or frantoio. And so the olives come in, they're made into a paste either with our hammer blade mill or with our big stone mill, and that's kind of our old school.
Wait, like the
piece.
stone that goes around in a circle?
Yeah,
Because I was
no,
looking this up online, and I thought that was like an ancient photo of something like the Odyssey
I
or
know.
something. But that's
No.
real?
Yeah, it's totally real.
Come
we have
see.
these beautiful, beautiful
beautiful.
granite stones.
Okay.
And we actually, for many, many years, we didn't use them that much. But in the past 7 years, we've really expanded our aggramato method olive oils or our flavored olive oils. And so we simultaneously crush herbs or fruits with the olives. And the stone mill works really great
Oh,
for
so
that.
you do it at the point of creating oil.
Yes.
And this is huge. This is huge because the flavors of the lemons or the herbs or whatever
Right.
it is, the ginger and turmeric, whatever it is that we're milling with the olives, they actually fuse with the flavor of the olives in the oil.
Okay.
And so the oil emerges with this extraordinarily vibrant, bright, integrated flavor. So bright and integrated. Actually, Tim, we did bring some to taste with you.
Segue, let's do it.
Is this a moment?
Let's do it.
This is a
Is that
moment.
good?
Okay.
Yes.
Crack. Yum.
Opening this
Okay.
little bottle
Yeah,
to
here
give
it
a little
comes.
like
Here you go.
Yep.
250 milliliter bottle or something, or 200 milliliter. I don't know
It's
how big it
100
is.
ml.
Thank you.
And then we have a 375, which is kind of the
The
standard
standard
size.
one at the grocery store. Okay,
This is
good.
a great one to just try and sample, and then you can
Okay.
pick your favorite.
Thank you.
Tim, here's this. I'm going to give you this.
Isn't
one
it
'cause this is
beautiful?
a little much. And so we're going to taste like pros here.
Yes.
Oh, okay, like pros,
Sam will
okay.
take us through.
And so first thing you want to do is put your hand on top of your little cup and
Okay.
warm up your olive oil a little
Okay,
bit.
okay.
And then the first thing you want to do is smell it. And so the advantage of smelling it is one, you know what you're about to put in your mouth.
Okay, yeah, well done.
Right? So if it's gross, you don't bother.
Good,
Which
good
ours
point.
is never.
That's not what's going to happen here.
You will always be happy. So smell that right up your nose.
Job, Mark.
Just right up your nose. Okay, so...
Okay.
Oh man, so that's amazing. So to me, what I'm getting right there is both the aroma of the olives, but it smells like we just squeezed fresh lemons into
there's a citrus smell in here.
Isn't that amazing?
You squeeze olive oil with the lemons at the same time.
Yeah.
Olives. So
Olives. Oh, sorry,
the
olive
olives
oil,
are
right.
coming in at the same time as lemon. It's the most beautiful thing. You can see it. I think online we have something, but you see the lemons coming into this vat of green olives and other colors, and that just the way they come together.
Okay.
Where some people just buy some oil over there to infuse
flavoring?
into their olive oil.
Got it.
Not the same thing.
Not you guys
Totally
actually.
different situation.
This is
You
what
find the
want.
flavor from the actual fruit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
genius.
And
idea.
it's
Yeah.
fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should I taste it now?
Okay,
Oh, wait,
so
she's going to show you that
yep.
part.
So
She's the pro.
this is gonna sound super rude on the radio. So but we're just gonna forge ahead and
Let's
do
go for
this.
it. Let's go for it.
Japan, it's not rude.
Okay,
Right.
we're in
Okay.
Sonoma, but we're just gonna forge right ahead and do this.
Right.
So we're gonna slurp everything your mom told you not to do.
Okay.
We're about to do.
Okay.
So we're gonna pull a little bit of olive oil into our mouths, and we're gonna slurp it back to the back of our mouth, and we want to cover our whole tongue and get a little oxygen in there too.
Okay.
And meanwhile, we want to breathe through our nose too, because you want the aroma and the taste are
Right.
equal flavor.
Okay.
So you need aroma, you need taste,
Okay.
and that gives you flavor.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's
this
a
is what,
diagram. I told you we should have.
Yeah, like
I
a
know,
step
we
one.
need
two.
it-
But
we
this
need-
is.
I know.
But we can do this. We
Okay,
got
we
it.
can do
So
it.
I'm going
Okay.
to put some in my mouth.
Yeah,
and then,
go
and
for
then
it.
just pull it a little back. Woo, that's bright and
That is
bitter.
bright. Ooh, that little pepper.
I know.
That is good. Well, that's actually, but it's also got. It has like that. Like you said, like kind of a sharp taste in the back,
Right
back
there.
here. But it's also got like the citrusy sweet. I don't. Obviously, I'm not a taste scientist, but that kind of taste there. Oh, I'm getting up on my nose now.
There you
Here
go.
we
There it goes.
There you go.
Okay, it's happening.
Oh,
Did you get the pepper in the back?
yeah, there it is.
Which gives you that. Oh, that just is so.
It had to
fresh
battle
and
through my
delicious.
allergies, but dang, it got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clears you up.
So that's the early harvest olives.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So an earlier harvest olive has a higher punch to it, almost like, is it like a peppery taste? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You got it. You're right on. Exactly. So the later you harvest your olives, the milder and mellower and more buttery the flavor
Okay.
will be. But the early harvest olive oils have that pungency, that pepperiness,
Right.
that grassiness that you're tasting.
Okay.
And that's because they're very high in polyphenols.
Yeah.
Polyphenols.
Which is part of what makes the olive oil so good for you, in addition to the oleocanthal and the hydroxytyrosol and all of these other incredible components of olive oil that make it so healthy for you.
Okay.
But the polyphenols are antioxidants, so
Okay.
they have antioxidizing properties, which is good for your skin, good for your internal, anti-inflammatory, all of that.
Okay.
So.
Well, there was a lot of scientific words that were put there. So
Anyway, it should taste fresh. It should taste yummy.
Go to McEvoyRanch.com for all those words.
Yes. And more.
and
Yeah,
more.
we do love to science.
Or just come out
Right.
and
We
we'll
love
save it
to
to you again.
science. Yeah.
No, that's actually good though, because I think it's kind of like the discovery part too.
It is.
Right? It's not just saying here's olive oil.
Yeah.
Cook with it. It's
No.
like here's the health benefits, or here's why that taste is going up
It's
into
going
your up into your nasal passages. Like
So,
wow.
Tim, you haven't been there yet, but I know you're going to come after
Right.
this.
I'm definitely.
And we have the most amazing team that are hosts that you come and you relax for an hour and a half in our beautiful patio overlooking Morelli Pond, and they take you through.
Wow.
An olive oil tasting.
Yeah.
So you can do a wine tasting too, because a lot of people come here for wine, which is great.
What? Get
But
outta
we
here.
have both. but you will leave educated. You will leave educated.
When you do your olive oil tasting, how many different olive oils are they tasting?
Well, it depends on if you do a flight. That's
Okay.
4. So we have 4 that we highlight for the month.
wow.
We
Okay.
have olive oil of the month that we like to talk about, and then we add the others. You always have an extra virgin
Okay.
because those extra virgins got to get in
okay,
there.
so let's sit with that. What does that even mean, other than being a fodder for 15-year-old me to giggle away?
I know.
What does extra virgin olive oil mean?
It's extra virgin is the highest quality olive oil you can have. So there's naturally extracted olive oils, and then there's chemically extracted olive oils, like the refined olive oils. And extra virgin is the highest quality, naturally extracted olive oil.
So it's physically extracted.
Exactly.
Are you
physically.
saying? Are you
Thank
saying like there's chemicals that you can add to something that other processes, which you don't use,
No.
that will take oil out of an olive?
Precisely. Yeah. So you know all that when you go to the grocery store, you know all that pure and light olive oil you see on the shelf?
Yes.
All refined.
So you just
All
answered my
refined.
wife's question because she was like, what do these words mean?
Yeah.
Totally. And
Right.
Tim, I gotta say, the olive oil industry, we're a mess. Like, we do not do ourselves any favors.
Have you met the wine?
But we love you all.
I know,
We love you all. We love you all.
I know. Me.
Yeah,
Right.
right, right.
Our terms are hard. I get it. We
Right.
are.
Yeah.
We are not the easiest industry to understand. Anyway.
That's why we're here.
Well,
that's
yeah.
why we're here. That's
why we're here. We
That's
want
a
to. We
great
want to
point,
share.
Kim.
We want to share all this
Right.
with everybody. Like, come to the ranch or talk on your podcast
right,
or whatever.
Sure,
Because
yeah.
until Sam's been at the company over 22 years.
Oh,
like,
okay.
She started at 5.
Yeah.
And then I've been in the food industry, agricultural food industry in the Bay Area for much longer. And but I've been at McEvoy for 4.5 years.
Okay,
And I have to
okay.
tell you, the amount of knowledge that you get once you get in the industry, and wish I had been using olive oil all over my body for this entire time. I would look like Sam.
But your hair looks great, by the way.
Oh, well,
it's
thank
a
you. It's
so
particular
true.
Thank you so much.
sheen. I noticed it has citrus notes in the back and some pepper.
But that's the thing we're here for, is because
Right.
now that you can't take back knowledge, which I love, right? So once you know something, you are silly to ignore it. And
Right.
Olive oil is a magic elixir.
Do you think, has there been like a growth in people using olive oil?
Oh gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
Tim, no doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt. And
Yeah.
not just in Sonoma County. I mean, really nationwide. Exposure to olive oil and cooking with olive oil
Right.
has increased significantly in the last 10, 20 years.
And that's in spite of, if we want to go dive into some stuff, it is not a subsidized food stuff like other farm bill stuff, which will subsidize other oils, my understanding. Like some
Right.
vegetable
It's not.
oils
Correct.
get some subsidies.
Yep.
Corn
Correct.
definitely gets a subsidy.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But-
Tim,
Right.
Yeah.
But you guys you don't get politicians showing up in February, to get elected and like,
Nada.
let's subsidize olive oil.
Nada.
So we got to, full
Yeah.
fare.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think the real reason why olive oil is gaining in popularity is people, the cooking, consuming, eating public. We're all the eating public. Everyone eats.
Everybody on this basically brain.
is becoming more
Yeah.
aware of the health benefits of olive oil and the taste.
But
Good olive oil.
and it seems like though that olive oil really hit the common American public, and two things happened: was the awareness of heart disease and healthy
gosh,
living,
right.
and that
Yep.
kind of like 80s, 90s. But
Yep,
then
good
this
point.
woman named Rachel Ray,
Oh, Rachel.
Evo.
right, what she did with Evo,
Yeah.
like blew up olive oil.
Yeah, she really
was
did.
So great.
She still does. She does
Yeah?
a great job.
Yeah, she really
She does.
does.
Well, because again, I'm going to go back to her because it just blew my mind. Is when you know what it does for you,
Right.
and all the Mediterranean diet.
Right.
To and I'm Sicilian, so
Okay.
completely relate to that.
Right.
It's just it tastes better and it's better for you. And the older you get, the more you really care about those things.
Right.
It just makes sense. And cooking with it. We were just talking at lunch. We went to lunch before we came to see you. Sorry, we didn't bring you anything. And
Thank you for spending money in Sonoma.
we were like oohing and eyeing. It was so good. And so it was so good.
Right,
and we were talking about that pretty much I love to cook, but I
Right.
do not use my spice store anymore. I have this massive spice store.
Right.
And instead, I have all of our olive oils on this wonderful shelf away from the heat and light. And it's all I do. We have chai spice. We have ginger turmeric olive
real?
oil. We have basil. And
Okay.
I mean, literally it
'Cause
goes on.
I think most people know olive oil, extra virgin olive
Yes.
oil. Garlic olive oil.
Right
Some
here,
people know.
right
Oh,
for
we
you.
got some
Right
there.
on you, Tim.
for
Okay,
you. We brought
okay,
some
so
for you,
that's.
Tim.
But I didn't know that there's turmeric and all these other
Well,
flavors now.
because
and
we have
lemon.
We have Miss Sam, Miss Innovator of Flavors that she
Okay.
is, and every year she kind of raises the bar, and we beg, and then she
Right.
raises the bar,
Okay.
and say, Sam, what do you got in your head? And she comes up with these incredible things, but she has to try them during harvest.
right.
So it's like, is it
is
going to
pretty
work?
risky.
Is
Oh,
it
right.
not
So you
gonna
only
work?
have so much of a window to do it because
Yeah.
you have to
It's
do them
Very
together.
narrow window.
Yeah.
Are there like spicy olive oils, like chili oils? Do they work together?
Not ours.
No, I'm just asking.
We don't need to. Well, we don't need to because there's a million chili olive
Oh, there
oils
are?
out
There
there.
are? I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of them are fantastic.
Okay.
But what we try to do is something different. So,
Okay.
like you said, you have never heard of ginger turmeric because Sam's the one who kind of came up with that innovation.
And turmeric's really big.
Oh my gosh.
And health properties.
Yeah, so I'm
of
saying
both of them.
anti-inflammation, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, it's
Right,
fantastic.
Tim. And
And,
so it's-
it tastes really, really good. Try it on vanilla ice cream or a cabbage salad.
Okay, so that's
Oh
a
my
question I got. I did post this on Facebook. I said, "What questions do you guys have about olive oil?"
What do
And
you
a
want?
lot of people asked me. One was, "How do you make olive oil? Like people make olive oil ice cream? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, we actually sell some.
How do you do that?"
Well, we actually work with this wonderful Bay Area company, Humphrey Slocum. You probably know them.
Oh, yeah.
They are the most wonderful partners. We've been doing it for 3 years.
Right.
And we got to them, and they're like, we really want to put your extra virgin in our ice cream. They've been selling it on top of their ice cream
Because
for
on
years.
top of it, I've had
yeah.
right,
Right.
in
But
fancy
they've-
restaurants. But how do you put it in?
Well, they just, when they mix their ice cream, they
Right.
put the olive oil in. They're the experts of the ice cream part.
Got it.
They send it to us, and we go, yes, this is amazing. Send us
beautiful.
more.
Oh, you better send me another
Yeah.
pint.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've done this.
No.
Right. Another round of samples,
Another
please.
round of samples. So every year we change it up.
So true.
And this year, we just came out with them
Yep.
for
Okay.
it's about 3 months at the ranch.
Yep.
And it's ginger turmeric.
Okay,
And it
very
has
cool.
chunks of ginger, our olive oil, with a
Ice
wonderful
cream.
base with a little bit of caramel.
Really?
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Do they sell this in stores?
Yeah, in Humphrey.
Really?
And they
Okay.
sell it
From
online.
Humphrey Slocum? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
that's
pretty-
fantastic.
And then we sell it at the ranch.
Okay.
For the summer. And but our favorite thing, this is our favorite thing we did this year.
Yeah.
We came out with a signature line, which is the blood orange, gorgeous, the ginger turmeric, which we already told you about, and then our favorite new, or my favorite new, spice chai that we just came out with this year. That is a mix of all these incredible warm flavors.
Okay.
And we serve it at the ranch with 3 lovely scoops of ice cream or big dishes of ice cream, and you do it with bring your friend,
Right,
your
right,
wife, or
right.
someone, and you sit there and you have blood orange on one, ginger turmeric on one, and chai spice. It will blow your mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty
Like
delicious.
it's addicting.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
I know.
Because I started it. And now every night I'm like, which one am I going to have?
That's right.
But you should try it. It's really delicious.
So you're kind of starting the trend of not just cooking with olive oil, but this is like desserting with olive
Oh, yeah.
oil, or like instead of like the magic fudge top.
It's breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Yeah.
dessert, coffee,
Snacks.
All of the
everything.
Before you go to
Snacks.
bed.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
Midnight.
we're trying to bring olive oil
Yeah.
because it's so good for you,
Yeah.
and because it's so delicious. Like there's a role for it in every
Yeah.
meal of the day.
Okay,
Really,
okay.
really.
If you, healthy fat, you need it.
You really do.
Okay, another question people got.
Yeah, it's here.
What is it?
When you use olive oil for sautéing veggies and stuff
Yep.
like that,
Yep.
what does the term smoke point mean? And is it unhealthy to use olive oil at a higher smoke point than
I
recommended?
love that question.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we planted this
I
person.
know. Whoever you are, we love
didn't-
you.
This is from my
We
friend
didn't.
Kristen. That was her.
Oh, Kristen, Kristen. Okay, Kristen, thank you, honey, for asking this
that's
question
great.
because we spend a lot of time talking about this. Smoke point is the temperature at which an oil starts to basically carbonize and smoke, and you don't want to bring your oil above that temperature.
Okay.
But for olive oil, it's 405 degrees. It's hot.
Got it.
So
Okay.
most of us in our home kitchens are not cooking at that heat. So from that vantage point, olive oil is very good to cook with. But here's the other point that we enjoy talking about is that it's actually not smoke point that should be the determining factor as to whether you cook with an oil or not. It's something called oxidative stability.
Okay.
And that's how stable the oil can be under heat.
Okay.
Because lots of things are happening to the oil before it starts smoking. And so smoke point is kind of like when it's a 5-alarm fire and the building's about to burn
it's
down.
beyond.
It's beyond.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
It's so far beyond.
Okay.
What happens before smoke point is what you call oxidative stability within your oil. And so because olive oil is very high in antioxidants, high in polyphenols, high in antioxidants, it has a very high oxidative stability, which means that it's phenomenal and fantastic to cook with. Unlike canola oil, vegetable oil, coconut oil, peanut oil, none of those have anything close to the level of antioxidants and polyphenols that olive oil does. And so
Interesting.
olive oil is actually much more stable to cook with than any of those other oils.
And delicious.
Why do
Yeah,
people
for
use
reals.
some of those other oils, like peanut oil, though, and canola oil? Are they used because like deep frying? Or are they used for like?
They're fine for deep frying.
Yeah.
They're also cheap.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
And
the key.
they also have a really huge, strong marketing
Lobby.
lobbying.
Because you guys are all
Subsidized.
unorganized.
Right, I know.
Meanwhile,
we're just like a bunch of farmers who are
Right.
kind of
Like making craft
making
good
beautiful
food
things.
for you. You know, and that never is
You
kind
know
of the
what?
winner in the mass.
If you
world of
guys would
things.
spend a little less time tasting ice cream, a little more time writing legislation
No.
for the
we
farm
should
bill.
get
Sorry.
on it.
So I'm sorry, I'm not giving it up. Sorry.
Because,
that's
you
not
know,
happening.
those corn and sugar beet people should have figured that out.
Yeah, they should have figured that one out.
They're pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
From
It is.
their marketing.
They spent a lot of money. They spent
Right.
a lot of money educating, and there was kind of a shift during, during the 20s and 30s and 40s after the wars. There was kind of a shift. People were like cooking at home during. My grandparents, who came from Sicily, there was never anything but a massive jug of olive oil on their counter. They
Absolutely,
didn't.
Kim.
There wasn't one other oil in their house.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
But after World War, they actually the government hired a marketing, those marketing people, hired a marketing department to come in and try to help get the refined oil business going
Right.
because, of course, subsidies and lobbyists and all that good stuff. And so they actually told the sweet housewife, as they used to, the advertising campaigns of the day, this is better for you, and this is cheaper, and this is this and that.
Easier,
And,
shelf-stable.
we
Exactly.
listened, and we
Right.
listened.
Yep.
And that's where it's funny because there was that whole movement away from the way our grandparents ate.
Yeah.
And that
Right.
we like, the boomers from 45 to 2005 we were all told packages, easy,
Yep.
quick.
Yep.
So you bought from big companies.
Yep.
Right.
But then like the farm to table movement came back.
Thank
Sure.
goodness.
And we're all talking about it. We're like, well, this is really just how our grandparents ate.
It is.
Exactly.
Right? They just actually
Exactly.
grew tomatoes and ate them,
And
or they canned them themselves.
Yes.
Right? And it wasn't like some shelf-stable weird thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
move away from those and go back to your backyard.
That's right.
And and it's absolutely anybody who cooks at all, whether you want to do it something more complicated or just keep it easy like we do.
Right.
Right.
It's you take fresh food and you sit like we did at lunch, sounding like so silly, but we're like, oh my God, this is so good. And did you taste that? And a bit around us are like, God, what are they eating over there?
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, Harry met Sally. Anyway, I probably shouldn't say that on here. But it's true.
Right,
Because
right.
we really actually eat fresh
But that's
food.
a very Northern California
It is.
thing, and to be very
It is.
excited about food and
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you got to try this. And then you're so excited, you're like throwing it on your friend's plate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
God,
are.
we're stealing their
That's
food.
what we do.
And a good reason
right.
to visit Sonoma
Right.
County because
Because
we all
it's
do.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Really celebrate
Good
our
food.
food. that
Farmers
way.
markets, like you were saying.
They're the best. You guys are hired. Look at that. All right, so tell me-
Sorry, we got jobs and we love them. So
Okay, but can I want to piggyback on your comment about what your grandparents ate, and I think this is part of why Kim and I and a lot of the employees at McEvoy Ranch love working in olive oil because, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's such an ancient product.
Yeah.
We go back so far with this product. And yet, we are still finding ways to innovate and make new flavor combinations
which is
in this ancient product. So, no one's made ginger, turmeric, olive oil before.
Yeah.
It's pretty outrageous. And it's so modern and it's so delicious.
Right.
But it's still this
so
ancient,
great.
healthy product. And, and ginger and turmeric are really traditional ingredients in cooking and in other cultures too. And so we're able, in this modern era in Northern California, we have this unique kind of food community and food culture where we're able to bring together different food cultures in these products, and it makes for a really incredible, different experience.
Right.
So I think that's part of what's fun about visiting a place like McEvoy Ranch.
and people are you're willing to try new things. Have classic, but
Yeah,
also
we
try
do.
new
No
twists
doubt.
on it. So I
No
like that.
doubt.
We do.
Yeah, Tim.
So I know you have olive oil, but I also
do.
see you have something else. Do you want to do more tasting of olive oil, or do you want to talk about this other bottle
I
that's in front
think
of you?
we should move on to this other bottle, and this is the other reason why we, don't have anything together, Tim, is because we're always tasting.
tasting something
Okay.
good.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Go.
You got it. There.
Oh, that
She's
was
a
good
pro.
job.
She's
Okay,
a pro. Here,
For
let's move that.
everyone who can't
For those
tell
who don't
on the
know, that was a
radio,
wine bottle opener.
That was a
She
wine
has it
bottle,
too.
and we brought in some
you have it.
beautiful 2022 rosé to taste
great.
with you, Tim.
Sorry, it's not
you go,
overly
sir.
chilled,
Thank you.
but
Thank you. Well, I did turn the air conditioning on, so it'll eventually
they
get
will
there.
chill eventually. If you don't drink it first,
right.
this is your
Exactly.
cheers.
Oh, you guys are going to have to on the microphone though do the cheers.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, ready?
Here. Ready? Cheers. To good life,
Oh,
healthy
well done.
life.
Cheers.
Got that?
To you guys.
Cheers, Tim.
To Kim. And to all your lovely listeners. We hope you're doing the same right now.
They often are. Oh wow!
Absolutely.
The Sonoma
It's Friday
Spiel is
afternoon.
best paired with a rosé from McEvoy Ranch. What are we drinking here, guys?
Oh, yeah. Do we want to talk? This is what
Well,
we
we
call...
should. I mean, you brought it.
Let's talk about it. And this, you can't see him, but this gorgeous label. This is Rosebud. We actually, it's our rosé.
You can hold to the camera.
Here,
Let's
I
see
can
there.
hold that
Yeah,
up
Rosebud.
there.
Good.
See how gorgeous the color is
Yeah.
in this clear bottle. And so Rosebud has been our rosé since the beginning that we've been doing wine, which is now, God, what is it? 12 years?
Since 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Yep.
And so we do a rosé every year. It's our
Okay.
most popular beverage
Okay.
for wine. And what's really exciting, this particular wine, I always love because it's always a little different every year, just like
Right.
wine is. We all know that really well. But what I love is our fabulous winemaker, Byron, who does such a great job. He makes all our wines.
Okay.
And every year he surprises us. So this year on the 2022,
Yep.
it didn't have quite as much sweetness to it. It was a little drier for me, whereas the 21 had a little more sweetness. And so I can't wait to see what's going to happen in 23. But I love this on a lovely chill day on the patio at the ranch. It's
good.
Seriously, it's our go-to. When you arrive at the ranch, you get a splash of it.
Okay.
Unless you're under 21, of course.
Right.
And like 10, we're going to pass.
And then we give you a shot of olive oil.
Then we give you a shot of it instead. But it's very refreshing and
It is
lovely.
good. Let me ask.
Yeah.
It's a rosé. What kind of grape was it?
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir, and that's very commonly grown down there in Petaluma, in the Petaluma Gap, which is a wine region.
It is. It's one of the most between Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, and then Syrah. Coming in a close third are the three most prominent varieties
Grown
grown
down
in the
there.
Petaluma Gap.
And is this grown on McEvoy Ranch, near McEvoy Ranch? You guys find some?
This one's not. This one, this wine, we actually purchased these grapes from a wonderful family up in Potter Valley.
Oh, great. Okay, so it's still Northern California.
So all of our wines, all the grapes come from Northern California.
Fantastic.
Our Syrah and our Chardonnay, Vermentino are all Petaluma Gap. The Rosebud here is from Potter Valley.
And is it named because we're a big fan of classic films?
That's one of my all-time favorite movies. But yeah, Nyan McEvoy, who's Nan McEvoy's son, the founder's son, who owns the company with his 3 children, third generation.
Yep.
He was a fan, and it's kind of a fun story, but it was named for a friend. That also who
who's a big movie buff.
Who's a huge
So we
movie buff.
won't do a spoiler alert on a 90-year-old movie.
Right.
or whatever.
It's not the last word you'll hear before we die.
That's right.
But if you do get a chance to see Citizen Kane,
Yes.
the name
So good.
Rosebud
Oh
plays
my
a
gosh,
big
what
part
a great
of it.
movie. Yeah.
That is funny.
Can I tell you about the label, though? Because
Please do. And hold it up one more time so
Let
people
me
can kind
do
of see it
this.
there.
Okay, see how pretty this is?
It is a beautiful label.
So the wonderful thing, we just we just came out with new labels on our olive oils 2 years ago. So
Okay.
you see this fresh
let's
and
see one of the
bright,
bottles here. Hold one of
robust
those up.
colors.
Thank you.
There's the lemon.
See the little colors
Right,
that we
it's
have?
And look
very
how pretty
clear
garlic
and
flavor is.
Yeah, there you go.
so basically you have on the
Lots
olive
of
oil you have the
vibrance.
words going up and down
Unless it's extra virgin.
Unless it's
Because you know
extra
they're
virgin.
special.
Because they're special. But once you open it, it rearranges. No, so it's the lemon and the garlic.
You did it. You did it. We have a no snorting sign. Oh my God.
Read it. I didn't
So
read it. I don't know what's happening.
I should say the labels for those who are listening are very clear and bright,
Yes.
easy to read. And I'm sure they pop on the shelf.
They do.
which is
Yeah.
They're beautiful. And it's a variety. So the
Right.
blood orange is this beautiful orange, and the ginger turmeric, and basil is this gorgeous green. So it's again, I'm going to go back to the spice rack that you don't need anymore, right? So think of your spice rack, right? And they're all these different colors and things.
Sure.
This
Yeah.
is way better and really beautiful. And we just wanted it to fit in anybody's kitchen.
Okay.
And so that we came out with it in 2020. Oh my God, was it really 2022 or 21? 21. And it's been so well received.
Okay.
So we actually took a crack at a few more things, and the next one was wine.
Yep.
So we actually did this wonderful program. It's really one of my favorite programs I've ever worked on in my career, and we call it Postcards from the Ranch.
Okay.
And every one of our labels are based on a really beautiful part of the ranch that you could visit.
Okay.
So there's the Long Barn up on the hill, and there's the Rosebud, which is our culinary garden, and it's exquisite and blooms almost all year round, and surrounded by
pretty
citrus
extraordinary.
cheese.
Yep.
So everything that we're doing is around the ranch.
And that label kind of has, it looks like a flowery kind of
exactly.
shape on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
little
some
rosy.
flowers and roses.
It's a little,
and
you
leaves
know,
on there.
Matisse, you
That's
know,
very cool.
we
Matisse-esque.
because the McEvoy family is very attached to the arts.
Okay.
Long history
Yeah.
of philanthropy
Yeah.
and beautiful collection. Some of it's at the ranch, so when you take the
nice.
tour, the host will tell you all about the art. And so we like to bring that into the product.
Okay.
And so as best we can. So we hire really wonderful artists and illustrators to work with. And so this one is a little more free form, and then we have others that are a little more modern, and then we have some that are pretty much illustrations of it.
Are you going to change the label every vintage year?
We keep the same label, we just change the vintage.
Got it.
So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
just launched this last year, and
it.
obviously with reds, it
Right.
takes a little longer to bring them all out.
Right.
You know, so we still have some of the classic labels.
Okay.
But we're bringing a vibrance to the program.
You actually bring up an interesting point.
Yeah.
Red wine,
Yeah.
it sits oftentimes in barrels and ferments, and then
Right.
it could be like 5 years before you let out a red.
Yep.
Olive oil, is that released usually the same year that
good
it's
point.
pressed or created?
Great question.
Yeah.
Olive oil is better fresher.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does
okay.
not improve with age.
We should not put it in a cask for 5 years.
Oh my gosh, no! And
Next
I still
to
have
a hot
I
air
still have
compressor.
family members who are like, Sam, you gave me this bottle, and I'm really, it's
no.
really precious, and I'm really treasuring it. I'm like,
No.
it's 5 years old. Like I've made
No.
4 vintages since then. Come on, let's
Get with
get
it.
some
Like,
fresh
What is
stuff.
wrong with you people?
It
Yeah.
does not get better.
It
So
doesn't.
All right, so
you want to keep it away from the heat and
keep
the
it
light.
from the heat and the light,
Yep.
but you want to taste it early and often.
Taste it early and
How about
often,
eat
just
it?
like when you vote.
Just
Exactly.
like when you
Yes.
vote. That's right.
Yes.
All right, but with the
And
wine,
not in the fridge.
and not in the fridge. Don't
the
keep your
fridge.
olive oil in the fridge.
No.
Correct.
Okay, keep
Yeah.
it in a cabinet that is away from light and away from
light.
heat.
You got it.
Okay.
You got
Definitely
it.
the stove. That's
Yep.
the key. It's like
Okay,
really
right.
Not put it
Yeah,
in
don't put it
Don't
above
put
the
it-
stove. I often
Don't
see
put it
that.
above
Oh,
the stove.
Tim, I see that too, and
We-
it's
we-
cringeworthy.
We
I
walk
know,
into
I know.
houses, you
And
know.
we're just like-
we're really fun.
we-
and
I know,
you can invite us over. We'll bring wine and olive oil.
Kim's like,
judgy at all.
why do you have spices? Throw these out.
But I'm like, if that's by their stove, I can't help it. We
just
like
like,
beeline, and we're like, sorry, we're gonna move that for you.
I mean, and that is kind of funny. We just to let you know, we cook with a lot of olive oil in our house.
Awesome.
And
Oh,
it-
cool.
and
See,
it's,
we knew we
it's
liked
great.
that.
Yeah, it's good
know.
stuff.
God,
It's good
that's why
stuff.
we're here.
But it is funny because when you see people who have like the olive oil that's been there for 5 years and they're just cooking it a lot of time, like, what are you cooking with? What are you people doing?
Yeah, and don't put it in the food you're feeding me, please.
Right.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm like
kinda-
rancid.
Well, because it goes off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil can go off.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like honey, which can last 1,000 years.
or vinegar.
or vinegar. It's a
Just
little
gets
bit
better.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the kind of the rule of thumb is you want to buy as much olive oil as you're going to eat in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
Okay.
And then buy a new bottle.
Okay, that's
Or
good.
two or
Because
three.
we'll take good care of it, we promise.
Yep,
And
yep.
when you get a bottle from us, it will be well tended, it will be
Right.
well cared for. We will be guarding its freshness.
Okay.
And then it will get it to you in a bottle and it'll still be fresh.
Do we know when just when you buy it, it's fresh?
Yes.
I'm trying to read the label.
If you buy
yeah,
our olive oil,
do
you need your glasses. That we didn't bring you the bigger bottle. It's a little
Right.
easier to see. It's the one I like to prove.
But do you put on the back there like something like "Don't let this sit around for a long time"?
Yeah,
What do we tell you?
precisely. That's
Got it.
exactly
Okay.
what we say.
Okay, good.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
And if you don't
as a
open
ticket,
it,
start drinking.
if you don't open it, you know,
Right.
2 years is fine.
Okay.
We don't know why anybody would wait 2 years to
Right.
open it, but you know that's fine. But then once you open it,
Right.
like get it on your salads
get
every
through
day
it.
and your
Okay.
vegetables
Your
and
ice
your
cream.
food or ice cream,
Your ice
Still like
cream,
that.
coffee,
your coffee, whatever
Oh
you
yeah,
want.
Coffee?
ginger, turmeric.
Oh, is that the thing?
Spice latte.
What do they call those things?
Spice
The
latte.
bullet
Yeah.
coffee.
Bullet
They add a fat
way
to
better.
it.
Yeah,
and it helps
so-
the caffeine.
100% healthier
Exactly.
with
Something
olive
like
oil.
that. Okay.
Exactly. So bullet coffee usually uses MCT oil,
Yeah.
multi-fractionated coconut oil,
Okay.
but olive oil is so much better
So
for you.
I had to ask you a question, Sam. You said you're the president of this company.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you studied food science or something. How do you know how to pronounce all these big words? Like, is this what's your background?
Very bright.
Are you a scientist by training? Or?
No, not
Okay.
at all. Environmental studies major.
Okay.
So
Like in
but
Humboldt or
I'm-
something? Are you one
I'm
of those
just
like
a geek about
Birkenstock
olive oil.
wearing kids?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
just really
Any other
am
science, we'd be
passionate
like-
about olive oil.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Anyway, and we try and figure out how to make olive oil delicious and approachable for everyone. It,
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be complicated. It
Right.
shouldn't be overwrought. You shouldn't be intimidated by it. It's not.
No.
It's not a product that you should feel intimidated by.
Okay.
It's it should be approachable and delicious
and fun.
And-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually just to that point too is this is the first year we ever brought out an extra virgin cooking olive oil. We hadn't done that before.
Explain what cooking olive
so
oil
let's
is
explain
versus.
that. So, doing this for 32 years, 33 years here.
Yep.
And as Sam said, we really are focused on flavors, and extra virgin is our hero.
Okay.
And that's, everybody needs an extra virgin in their home.
No doubt.
Then the variety. But we did, back to the oxidation, stability, and the smoke point. There's been misinformation out there about cooking with olive oil.
Surprise.
And so we thought, what better way, instead of just going to see Tim every week and talking about it, we probably should, go a little farther.
Right.
And so for the first time ever, Sam acquired some incredible olives that are not quite as early harvest. So as she was saying, they're a little smoother and not as much as, say you're cooking a white fish.
Okay.
And if you don't want to put an extra virgin in the pan first to make that, particular experience, this is a little softer. So you kind of taste more of the fish. And then you might want to drizzle one of our agrumato methods after. A little lemon. Ooh, delicious with a nice rice fish.
Right.
So we actually brought it out. And we started educating people about cooking with olive oil because we had this product to talk about.
Yep.
Got it.
And it's in a bigger bottle because you're going to go through it faster.
And more like saute friendly than the sort of thing there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you said agrumato. Is that the method of extraction we've been talking about?
So agrumato method is when you co-mill olives with another
Okay,
ingredient.
thank you. Okay.
And it could be any other ingredient.
And what was that word that started with an F that you said was the name of the press?
The frantoio.
The frantoio.
Yeah, so that's the Italian word for olive mill.
Okay,
and
thank
our
you.
equipment is Italian, so we've
Got
called
it.
it the frantoio
By,
for years.
by law, you have to go in the manual and be like,
That's
the
right.
frantoio, what am I doing?
The Italians are very strict.
Yeah,
on
and they
this.
like you to use the right
They
word.
pull up in their
Exactly.
Vespas and they're mad.
Yeah.
Right, I know, right?
We should get Vespas.
We
if
should
they
totally get
ranch.
Vespas.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh. Tim, what a great
That
idea.
is such a great idea. Lots
Okay.
of colors.
Oh my
like
God.
all the colors of the labels.
Of the labels. We
Wouldn't
could
that
have
be
like the
so
little
much
lemon
fun?
Vespa.
I want the yellow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lemon Vespa.
Okay,
Sorry,
well,
we
We're
digress.
inspired.
folks, you were here in the middle of the marketing brainstorm for the Vespa.
Which happens all the time
is the
everywhere.
session.
But we literally have cypress trees from Italy on the property
cool.
that were like brought in. We have the olive trees from Italy that
the
were
olive
brought
trees were
in. So when you
Okay.
Right.
when you come, Tim, because you're gonna come soon.
Definitely, yeah.
No doubt.
I'm sure you've been to Tuscany, or
yeah.
if you haven't, you need to go. Or you can just come to the ranch because literally it's 550 acres and you feel
That
like
sounds
you're
cool.
in Tuscany.
Well, that's so for people who haven't already Googled you, what is the website for people who want more information about how to visit and where to find your
okay,
products?
easy. And the key is how you say it, right? So it's McEvoy Ranch, and it's MCEVOY ranch.com. So there's no A in that beginning. And we have a robust, beautiful website with gorgeous pictures. You
Yeah, it
need
is
to
good.
see them. Like listeners, you need to see the pictures. They're pretty outstanding. We have drone footage and videos of actually Sam's team going out there and doing the picking of the olives, doing harvest and all that. So you can really see how it's made, and you can see the ranch, which I think is key for your website.
And I just went on your website and I see here, it's like my first order, I can get 15% off if I sign up for recipe emails and things like that. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we have a great recipe site.
Oh, we
Thanks
really
for saying
do.
that, Tim. We didn't even ask you to say that.
I know, that's so nice.
But we just relaunched it 2 weeks ago because
Yeah.
we brought out even more vibrant recipes because it's our second most popular part of the site.
Another question I got people ask,
Yeah.
can you bake with olive oil?
Yes, you can.
In
Yeah,
place
I'm
of
a
butter?
big baker.
Kim's the big baker in
Okay.
this team.
Yeah,
here.
I'm a big baker. I'm a foodie overall because I love to cook. If that's a foodie, that's what I do because I love good food.
Right.
But what I like to do is experiment.
Okay.
And since I've come to McEvoy mostly, this has
Right.
been the key. And when we were going to do the chai spice, and we got really excited, and Sam gave me a nice big bottle of it ahead of the time. So I could just go and kind of experiment.
Try stuff
so
out.
I can tell
Okay.
the team, hey, you guys try this. And so I personally love to bake with it, but what I do, and I find this to be the best way to do it, whatever your recipe you're using, just at the end, whether it's a really beautiful banana bread and you want to do it with our chai spice, you just kind of put a slit in the top and you put a drizzle of it
right
down
on
the
top.
middle.
Okay.
Your taste, your flavor will just blow you away. You will want to eat that every day.
Okay.
Sometimes if you're making a very dense baking item,
Right.
you're going to lose some of that because remember, olive oil is our forward taste.
Okay.
But just top it off there at the end when you take it out. Oatmeal
That's a good way to-
cookies
Okay.
to die for with our spice chai.
Yeah.
Okay, really?
die for.
So, just so I understand, because you're saying cook with the normal recipe, like
Yes,
the butter.
with the cooking,
or-
you can use our cooking extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, you can use that. Okay.
Use that, and that will give you, instead of butter, you know,
Got
put
it.
that little butter away. It's not
Okay.
part of the Mediterranean diet. Use that. You'll get a lot more richness. You'll
So you
get
can, so
a
you
lot-
can use olive oil
Oh,
in place of
absolutely.
butter.
Absolutely.
For some baking. Okay.
Absolutely. I use
Okay.
it for everything. I don't ever, in the morning when I do my grain toast,
Right.
it's olive oil on it. I don't use
Okay.
butter or anything.
Really?
Because it's healthier, number one, but it just tastes better. And your baking will be, you can look it up online because sometimes there's a ratio difference.
Right.
a little
It's a
conversion
ratio.
chart.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't do it equal, but put that butter away.
Okay.
And try it.
Yep.
People will think you went to cooking school. I
I'm
swear.
gonna read you all the angry letters I'm now gonna get from the California butter producers.
It has its place. Sam's a massive fan of butter. We're always having this discussion.
It's true. I like the
But
little
I just
butter
love-
olive oil
she
combo on my
does.
toast.
She does. It,
All
there's
the
a place
fats.
for everything.
Well, and maybe you can
fats.
convince people to put olive oil on their popcorn, but still butter's
Jalapeno.
good. Oh,
If you're going to do,
yeah.
now you need to take notes of this part, listener. If you need to go and pop some popcorn
Right.
in like an air pop
Right.
or in your microwave,
Right.
and then you put it in your bowl while it's still warm. Do
Right.
not put anything else in it.
Okay.
And then just take our jalapeno olive oil and just drizzle it.
Okay.
It's life-changing.
I'm gonna try it.
Almost as life-changing as the ice cream, but I'm telling you. And sometimes we do it at the ranch. Sometimes we'll have it as a
actually
snack.
often
I like
service
this.
at the tasting room. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, you're a font of information. This is amazing. And
We kind of love what we do.
I know we're a little passionate.
you're all excited, and I love this.
Really.
But we've come to that time in the podcast where you're going to help me answer some questions
Great.
from visitors. So are you ready?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay, so
Love
here's,
it.
here's
fun.
I mean,
Let's have our wine.
We have two. Yeah, take a sip. So we have two visitor centers. People ask us questions. They also email us. They go to Facebook. They text us.
Yep.
And this is what we call we get questions.
Fun.
Great. We love questions.
All right, here we go. First one came in. Any recommendations for some slower, chill, nighttime drinking and lounging spots with fire pit areas? Yeah, and it's be anywhere.
Besides the ranch.
The ranch is a
We
good
have a fire
one.
pit.
Yeah, like it says, I don't
We
know.
close at
We
5.
close at 5,
Okay,
so that wouldn't work. But we do have wine down Wednesdays that we stay open until 6.
That's
So
true.
Okay,
we do
Throughout
okay.
the summer.
That's
We
kind
do.
of good.
Yeah,
And
And we do have a fire pit.
we have a
going.
fire
We
pit.
have fire
It's
pit.
lovely.
Okay.
But here locally, ooh,
and it can be
good.
anywhere, like Petaluma. It can
Oh,
be anywhere
yeah.
that you know.
Yeah, Brewski's downtown.
Oh yeah,
Brewster's.
yeah. Brewster's. Yeah, that's a
thank
cool
you.
spot.
Brewster's.
Roosters.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, that
Well,
is pretty
you
fun.
can get brewskis at Brewster's though,
can,
so
yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's what you got
And
there.
it's right on
Great
the
place.
river, and it's
Totally.
so lively. What I like
Yeah.
about it, like
Yeah.
we'll take our team down there, you
Right.
know, after work and do it. And
Yep.
they have music on
Okay.
the weekends, which I really like. you
Yeah,
know?
and a lot of families
A lot
go
of
there.
families.
It's
Okay.
nice. Parents come with little kids.
Yeah.
But it's not a jungle gym. It's
Right.
It's really fun.
No, it's fun,
Couple
and
of
it's
kids
right
around.
on the river, which I
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
Anything that's around the river,
Right.
is
Me too.
kinda
Petaluma has
cool.
a river. It's a beautiful river. They have
It
a
really
town
does.
revival down there.
It is.
And,
Yeah, that was just a couple weekends
yeah,
ago.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a neat thing. You guys
Yeah.
also have a neat train that goes through there, smart
do.
train.
We
We have
so-
a smart
Finally.
train, so you
Yeah.
can ride the train in.
From
Yep.
Santa Rosa or from the city, you can take the
Right.
ferry and take that.
Everything's
from
up to date in
Yep.
Petaluma City.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good one. Also, here in town of Sonoma, Wit and Wisdom, which is at the lodge at Sonoma.
Oh, yeah, I love
They
the
have great
lodges.
fire pits
Great.
there.
Yeah, they do.
Great.
That's where I stay when I come to town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great. It's a good spot.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, and you know what? Hop Monk Tavern.
Great,
Oh, yeah.
Has a
great
gr-
one.
Has
Yeah.
beer and
Yep.
fire
Right,
pits.
fire pits, you can chill
really
there.
chill vibe.
And they have
outside.
live music sometimes.
There you go.
And that's
Hot
really
Monk
We
fun.
were just
Great.
talking about
Okay.
them today.
Okay.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Okay.
Good job, by the way.
Was
Yeah,
that okay?
yeah.
Did we pass?
Yeah, you did a good job.
Okay, we can have a
Okay.
sip of wine.
Yeah, sips of wine.
Sam's driving. I'm good.
Here's another one. I have a friend who reached out to me about options in Sonoma for wine. They really like sweet wines.
Okay.
We don't. Any ideas where I can
Yes.
suggest they
Yes.
go?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Sonoma.
Okay.
No,
so-
anyway.
Sorry, I went to Napa.
Well-
Is that
No,
okay?
I was
It's
like,
not that far away. It's just east of Eden, as they say. Go ahead. Tell me
Yeah,
about.
I
I was
5 minutes.
thinking
Yeah.
Visa Tui.
yes.
Okay. Good sweet
Because
wines over there.
Visa Tui
They have a lot of good
makes.
sweet wines.
They probably have 80 different wines that they make. So there's
Yeah.
something for everybody.
Yeah.
There really is.
What makes a You're gonna go dorky on me. What makes a wine sweet? Why are some wines sweet and some are not?
Because Tim, you opened it and it made it sweet.
So
and-
sweet.
Yeah,
You're
I
hired.
know.
You're
That's
hired,
it.
marketing
That's it.
lady.
That's it.
Is it? Because what I've been told is that some people say they want sweet wines.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, if you go to a winery, you can ask for what's called a late harvest wine.
Right.
Which is the grapes hang a little bit longer on the vines, the sugars develop.
Yep.
You got it.
Sometimes it gets a little higher alcohol,
Yep.
so you gotta be careful there. But
Yep. You got
they're
it.
sweeter type
Yep.
of wines, and,
Yep.
and they're quite good. I think almost every winery will have a sweeter wine
Yeah.
in their pocket somewhere.
Or
Good point.
Or
Great
like a
point.
meat.
Yeah.
Really.
I think the one thing with the sweet wines, because we do talk about this a little bit, and as we talk to our winemaker and, what's he's doing in the next 3 years, sometimes like a rosé, it can be a little sweet, and some people with a sweet palate go, this is sweet enough, this is great.
I think this could be sweet for people who like sweet wines, because I'm tasting sweetness on this.
There is a lot of yummy sweetness, and that's why it's kind of a nice summer afternoon chilled wine. But then we also do an Angelica, just to kind of relate to what we're doing, which is not a port. It's done in that mission kind of way, and you would think it would be, because it's an after dinner kind of beverage, or we put it in coffee and it's just delicious, and it has a sweetness to it. Right, so there's such a range of sweetness.
It's so true.
And I think what people who are first timers to wine drinking or new to wine tasting think, I don't like wine, I only like sweet things, so I like sweet wine.
Yeah.
But most wines do have a sweetness. They're the opposite of sweet, which is kind of funny. We say the wine world is dry.
Right.
But there are very few super, super dry wines in California that are like so dry there's no sweetness.
There's no sweetness.
Right.
Good point.
There's a little bit of sweetness. Right.
Yeah, great point.
They call it fruit forward.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you can go in. Marketing word.
Don't be giving that to me. You brought it up. No.
I once asked a guy. I read the back of a wine label. This guy did wine marketing. And I read all the words. The words like cassis and brambleberry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, who writes this crap? And he goes, Tim, I do. I said, oh well, it's really well
good.
done.
It's just well done.
Wow, I love brambleberry. I got no idea what that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. And I've been doing this
but
for a while.
I have notes of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that can I just throw this out there? What Sam was saying, we just want to make olive oil approachable and understandable and fun.
Right.
We feel the same way about wine.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
we have 12 different wines.
Yep.
We love them. We have some sparkling. We do everything we do is to share with other people and enjoy. We do not believe in the high pretense of not knowing something.
Right.
We tell you how we know. Is it in a barrel? Yes or no? Is it American oak? It's like we just like to give you the facts and then go, but try it and see if you like it. Because if you like it, it doesn't really matter. You just, enjoy it.
Right.
Try
Put away
it.
the pretense.
Yeah.
Pick up the glass.
Just pick it up, and if you like it, then it's something that you now enjoy, and now you have a little education in something that maybe you can go back and have a better life because of it.
Right.
And we like that because everything we do is that way, because we do culinary, we actually do olive oil beauty products. We you will come, I swear you'll have fun, but you'll get such an education. And we will not fill you with too much, because you're going to actually be doing fun things at the same time. But that's what's so cool about olive oil, because there's so many legs to it.
Okay.
It really is. It's just a cool thing.
That was good. All right, so going back, most wineries will have a sweet wine. Even
Yes.
McEvoy Ranch
Yes.
will have wines that
Yep.
have sweetness to it that you can taste. Very good.
Absolutely.
Final question. Like I said, we have the visitor center. People come up and ask us all sorts of
I love
questions.
it.
So what are the odds they came up and asked us this question? They just randomly ask us. What's the difference between fresh olive oil and the store-bought stuff that's been sitting on the shelf for a while?
Sam, would you like to take that question?
So isn't that weird? Someone got off a tour bus and they asked me that question. What are the odds?
Oh,
and then you guys are here.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
So
That's incredible.
So what is the difference between fresh olive oil and the store-bought stuff that's been sitting on the shelf?
Well, the store-bought stuff that's been sitting on the shelf likely is not delicious anymore.
Okay.
Likely it's not delicious. Now, I'm not saying all stores, I'm not saying all olive oil in the store is that way, but your consumer question was very specific. The stuff that's been sitting on the shelves for years.
Right. Obviously this is store bought if I buy McEvoy Ranch at a store.
Exactly.
It's fresh.
So we have wholesale too, small boutique.
Right.
Exactly.
They can come and tell you about that olive oil kind of
But
story.
I've been sitting, here it is. It's kind of dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, olive oil.
Yeah.
It's like in the back.
I'm
this
just
must be
going to
fine.
say,
Don't buy
hands
it.
down, it's rancid.
Okay.
It's at this point, it's rancid.
Okay.
It's oxidized. It's gone bad. It's going to taste a little bit like crayons.
Oh,
that kind of waxy.
crayons.
When you smell a crayon,
I
that
eat 'em.
waxy
Yeah.
smell, or when you eat crayons. Yeah,
Right.
Tim's like,
exactly.
yeah.
Get down on that.
He might
So-
like rancid then. Okay.
And kindergarten paste. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's gonna.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
it's
It's just
going
not going to
to
be
taste
good.
like.
So what if I have an old bottle of olive oil?
Yeah.
That's rancid.
Yeah.
Is there another use for it? Can I clean
So-
with it?
Good
Can
question.
What a
What do you
great
do?
I don't
question.
think we've
So
ever had that.
How do
We're
I
going to
throw
get
away
real
your
corner
competitor's
case
crap?
right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I just chopped down a tree in my backyard, and I don't have a stump grinder, so I actually drilled a bunch of holes in the trunk, and I poured the old rancid oil in those little holes to try and kill the tree.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can you tell who's in charge of agriculture at the ranch?
That's a smart
It's a
idea.
terrible way to use your old
No,
olive
well,
oil.
at least you weren't using like charcoal lighter fluid or something.
Right,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't want
So-
anything poisonous
Right,
in my
right.
backyard.
Okay,
and
so-
I don't want this bay tree to resprout. So, I have polished my boots with it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
it's still a theoretically organic product.
Exactly,
Organic
monounsaturated
meaning,
fat.
yeah, okay. So-
Totally.
But don't put it
So-
on your chopping board.
No.
Not even the good stuff.
Oh.
No, don't put it on
Yeah.
your chopping
Oh, to
board.
reseason a chopping
No.
board, a
Don't
wooden
feed
chopping
it
board.
to your dog.
Right.
Don't
Ooh.
do like none of that.
No, I don't do that.
The old
No,
stuff.
I feed.
Yeah.
I feed the good stuff.
We feed
Exactly,
good
but
stuff.
why
Right,
would you
fry a
give your
little
dog?
egg.
Why would you give man's best friend
People are
an
weird.
old
Sorry,
olive oil?
not you guys.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
okay.
You're right. So don't do that.
Don't do that.
So it sounds like the difference is quality, taste, experience.
Right. So when you open up a bottle of olive oil, I always recommend, just like you would with any ingredient that you're about to cook with, taste it on its own first.
All right.
Like most people just kind of throw it straight into the
Yeah.
pan without tasting it. Taste it on its own.
Right.
And only thing you should taste is fresh.
Okay.
Right. And so there's lots of, subtleties and variations and different iterations of pungency and pepperiness and grassiness and artichoke, blah, blah, blah. All of that is noise. It should just taste fresh.
Got it.
And if it doesn't taste fresh, then don't put it in your food.
You would not open up milk if it smelled bad.
No.
You wouldn't
Exactly,
cook with
just
it.
like milk. And see, no one feels unconfident about whether they know if milk is bad
Yeah.
or not.
Right,
Right.
right.
Everyone feels pretty confident. Like
Right.
I can stick my nose into a carton and be
Like,
like,
oh,
this,
God.
yeah, this is cool. This is not cool.
Right.
Olive oil is the same way. Once you start sniffing it, you'll be able to tell.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. It smells good, or it smells like crayons, or your basement, or vinegar.
Right,
If it smells
okay.
like any of that stuff, you don't want it.
You can use it in place of a stump grinder, though.
It's stump grinder, right? Boot.
You can.
Boot polish.
Cleaner. Okay. Very
Yep,
good.
Absolutely.
I love it.
But you should eat it way before it gets to that point.
Right.
No doubt. No doubt.
As soon as possible because we harvest every year.
Okay.
So
There's always more
that.
coming, guys.
Okay, and so also to answer your the tourist's question,
Right.
look for harvest date
Yeah.
on the label.
Okay.
That's a really great indicator. It's not a perfect indicator,
Yeah.
but it's a really good indicator
Trust me, it's
about
there.
how fresh the olive oil is.
So there is, just like in wine has a vintage date.
yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like you put a harvest date on
Yes.
the label, so I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
so, here, what are we in? We're in, middle of 2022.
Right.
3.
Harvest. 22
Right
harvest,
now.
23 year.
Right.
Right.
So we're in the middle of 2023 now, so we should be eating the 2022 harvest.
Which
If
this is
you-
autumn 2022, right? here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
But if you're
right.
going to the store and you look at the back of the label and it still says 2020, pass that oil on
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Let
Just
someone
keep moving
else deal with
Yeah.
that oil.
Good to know.
Yep.
Thank you. Well, guys, you're hired. Good job. You answered all the Sonoma questions. All right. You did it.
Thanks, Tim.
It's been really wonderful having you guys here. I've learned a lot. But if people want more information again about McEvoy Ranch, how do they find out that information on the website?
Just go right to the website, McEvoyRanch.com. And there is a lovely bar at top, and it says visit our ranch or, our story or whatever. You'll see a lot of information, great agricultural information. All those words are on there.
All the
You
words.
can look at it. And then you can also see all the wonderful olive oils. But I truly hope, especially in Sonoma County, that they come over and visit us because
They should.
it will change you.
They should.
You will not be the same once you leave our
And it's
beautiful
just
little
only
place.
about 30 minutes away from
Yeah.
where we are right now in Sonoma, so it's definitely
Yeah,
worth
great
it.
point.
And it's
Little
open
trip
7
away.
days a week.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's the key. We're, on a Monday, not everywhere is open.
That's right.
But we're open.
Okay.
So, come see
Tim, we
us.
are appointment only.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
We take our hospitality really seriously, and we
Okay.
want to be sure to provide a great experience.
Okay.
For you, I mean, we're fun, but we take it
We are.
seriously.
Right.
I think he knows that now.
okay. but we want to know you're coming.
Yeah.
Got
Just
it.
like you'd let your friend
Yeah.
know if you were
Right, so
coming
go
for dinner.
online or call ahead.
Yeah,
Please,
you
just
can
let
just
us know
book it
you're
right
coming.
online.
Okay.
And the
Exactly.
team will know you're coming. They'll greet you by name. They'll see you out by the pond.
Yep.
And you won't want to leave.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah,
Great.
it's
true.
Well, guys, thanks for coming. You're fabulous.
Oh my God,
Tim,
it was
thank
so much
you.
fun.
Thank you so much. For everyone else listening, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this podcast. And Mom and Dad, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.